There is always the version of a crisis the public consumes, and then there is the version that unfolds quietly behind closed doors. In recent weeks, people have watched Savannah Guthrie stand before cameras during an unimaginable family emergency with remarkable composure. They've praised her strength, shared supportive messages, and expressed hope for her mother's safe return. What most viewers see is a seasoned journalist delivering careful statements with clarity and grace. What they cannot fully see is the emotional complexity beneath that calm exterior. When someone accustomed to guiding national conversations suddenly becomes the subject of one, the experience is disorienting. The spotlight that once felt professional now feels personal. And beneath every measured word is a daughter navigating fear, uncertainty, and love, while the world evaluates her ability to hold it together. A life built on achievement. At 54, Savannah Guthrie stands at a point in life many would consider the reward stage. After decades of disciplined work, she built one of the most recognizable careers in American television. As co-anchor of NBC's flagship morning program, she has covered elections, global crises, cultural milestones, and deeply human stories with intelligence and empathy. Her path from law school to national journalism required persistence and confidence in rooms that do not easily hand out either. She balanced early morning broadcasts with raising two children and maintaining a marriage outside the glare of media attention. By every professional measure, she arrived. That is why this moment feels so jarring. When someone who has spent years asking hard questions suddenly faces painful unknowns in her own life, the shift is profound. Achievement does not shield anyone from heartbreak. The day everything shifted. When news broke that her 84-year-old mother was missing from her Tucson home, Savannah's world changed instantly. For any family, such news would be devastating. For someone whose life unfolds in front of millions, it becomes doubly complicated. The immediate concern was safety and well-being. An elderly parent with medical needs requires consistency and care, and uncertainty only intensifies fear. At the same time, Savannah understood that her public visibility meant every word she spoke could influence not just perception, but potentially an ongoing investigation. That knowledge demands caution. She stepped in front of cameras, not as a reporter, but as a daughter. Yet she carried the instincts of a journalist: measured tone, precise language, steady posture. The result looked composed. Inside, it was far more fragile. Strength as a learned response. Those who admire Savannah's composure are not wrong. It is strength, but it is also habit. Throughout her career, she has been trained to process breaking news without visible panic. The discipline required to remain calm under pressure is not accidental. It is cultivated over decades. When confronted with personal crisis, many people revert to what they know best. Savannah knows how to communicate clearly when circumstances are chaotic. She knows how to hold silence without letting it overwhelm her. That training serves her now, but it also creates distance. The public sees stability. Close friends likely see exhaustion. Strength and vulnerability often coexist in ways outsiders cannot easily detect. What looks effortless is often the result of years spent mastering emotions so thoroughly that it rarely spills over in public. The weight of being watched. There is a unique burden in grieving or fearing loss while being observed. Savannah cannot retreat completely from view. Even stepping away temporarily becomes a headline. The attention itself can feel heavy. People mean well when they analyze statements, replay clips, or comment on tone, yet every frame becomes evidence for speculation. In private crises, families can break down freely. In public ones, every expression may be interpreted. That reality adds another layer to an already painful situation. It requires constant awareness. Say enough, but not too much. Show emotion, but remain steady. protect family privacy while acknowledging concern. It is a narrow path to walk. The world may see resilience. Few understand how exhausting that balancing act truly is. A daughter. Before anything else, beyond the anchor desk and the legal credentials and the broadcast experience, Savannah is, first and foremost, a daughter. The relationship between parent and child carries a lifetime of shared memories, advice offered, lessons learned, arguments navigated, love expressed in countless forms. When a parent faces uncertainty, adult children often feel a powerful instinct to protect, even if circumstances are beyond their control. That instinct can bring both clarity and helplessness. Savannah's public statements have been dignified and hopeful, yet behind them is the same longing any daughter would feel. The desire for reassurance, for safety, for another ordinary conversation. Professional identity fades in moments like this. What remains is connection, history, and the hope of hearing a familiar voice again. The complexity of love and expectation. Many families are shaped by high expectations. Parents who emphasize resilience and discipline often do so from love, believing strength prepares children for the world. Over time, that message can become deeply internalized. Success becomes intertwined with worthiness. Performance becomes proof of value. For someone who has achieved as much as Savannah has, it is easy to assume confidence comes naturally. Yet even accomplished adults carry the echoes of childhood lessons. In moments of crisis, those echoes grow louder. The instinct to remain composed may feel less like choice and more like obligation. It is possible to be loved deeply and still wrestle with the question of whether you are enough. That tension is human, not unique, and it becomes especially poignant during times of fear. The silence between statements. What the public rarely sees are the hours between official updates. Cameras capture brief windows of controlled communication. They do not capture the waiting. They do not capture the quiet conversations with family, the late-night thoughts, the private tears that may come when the house is finally still. Those spaces are sacred and invisible. It is in those spaces that emotion settles fully. For someone accustomed to constant activity, stillness can be the hardest part. There is no script for waiting. There is no teleprompter guiding what comes next. Only hope, memory, and patience. The contrast between public composure and private uncertainty can feel stark. Yet both realities exist simultaneously without canceling each other out. Support, friendship, and shared strength. During this time, colleagues and longtime friends have quietly expressed solidarity. On-air partners have offered words of encouragement, while others have respected the boundaries necessary in sensitive moments. Support does not always mean speaking loudly. Often it means holding space. For public figures, trusted inner circles become even more vital during crisis. They provide a refuge from performance, a reminder that identity extends beyond headlines. Savannah's history with colleagues like Hoda Cotton demonstrates the power of friendship rooted in shared experience. When someone understands the pressure of live television and the vulnerability of public life, their reassurance carries unique weight. Even so, no amount of support replaces the singular comfort of knowing a loved one is safe. The hope that remains at the center of this story is hope. The hope that Nancy returns home safely, that answers come, that healing follows uncertainty. But there is another quieter hope as well. The hope that in moments like this, the measure of a person is not how perfectly they perform, but how honestly they feel. Savannah's strength is undeniable, yet it does not require constant proof. The greatest reassurance a daughter can receive is simple and unconditional. You are loved not for your composure, not for your career, not for your achievements, but for who you are. As the world continues to watch and wish for good news, Perhaps that is the most important truth to hold on to. Behind every public figure is a human heart, hoping just like everyone else.